This is the Syracuse Landmarks Preservation Board meeting of May 15th, 2025. Present at this meeting are
Howard Trish. Bob Searing.
Nicole Fragnito.
Kyle Gregory.
Julia Marshall.
Jeff Romano.
Hillary Donahue.
Kate Auwater.
Thank you. May I have a motion to accept the minutes of April 24th, 2005?
All motion to accept the minutes.
Is there a second? Any modifications to the minutes? Not all in favor?
Aye.
As submitted? Any opposition? Any abstentions? Minutes are adopted. The board will now conduct, it is public, okay.
Yep.
The board will now conduct the public hearings on today's agenda. First, the applicant or applicant's representative will be invited to describe the proposed scope of work and to present any material or documentation regarding the proposal to the board. Next, persons wishing to speak in favor of the proposal will be given the opportunity to address the board. Then persons who wish to speak in opposition will be allowed to address the board. Finally, the applicant or representative will be given the opportunity to make closing comments to the board. Following public comment, the board may vote to approve with conditions, or deny the application just heard. The board may also decide to hold its decision until the next public hearing. If the hearing is closed, no additional information will be allowed into the record except for the information that the board may request. The information will be available for public review with board staff. Kate will now introduce the first application.
Yeah, good morning. So this is application CA-25-09. It is a certificate of appropriateness for 116 Circle Road, which is it's a window replacement. 116 Circle Road is in the Berkeley Park Preservation District. And then,
Hi, I'm Roger House. I'm the co-owner of 116 Circle Road. I apologize, regrets for my husband Matt. He was going to come, but he's in bed with a high fever. This is my first time at the preservation, but we bought this beautiful house in 2021. And one of the things that we knew we wanted to do in moving in was to replace windows, particularly the top windows, which are 1990s degraded vinyl. So all of the second floor are vinyl, with the exception of the two bathrooms, which are older aluminum. I think they're aluminum, or they're metal. And they're the ones that open outwards.
awning
Awning style.
Yeah,
Thank you.
awning,
Sorry.
yeah.
Technical details. Ask me about film analysis, and I can give you those, but architectural details now. So they have the awning ones. The ones in the three bedrooms all have vinyl, and the staircase has vinyl. So they have clouding. You can see that in the close-ups of the. They have clouding. You can see from the front that they're sagging, and they also don't stay up. So there's lots of pieces of wood propping them up, and so we also have. Actually, if you go to the next slide, Kate.
Sure.
This gives you a view of from the street up the hill. So we're standing in front of 118, which has because there's a bigger gap between 116 and 118. You can see the side windows a lot more. The two windows that we are not requesting to replace, which are still in very good shape, are between 114 and 116. So if you go a little further on. So this is keep going, yeah. So this is this window and the window behind the other side. If you go actually to the next slide, the other side, those two larger windows, they're still in great working order, because I think they just weren't used as much as the ones at the front. So when we don't see any reason to replace those, since they're in good working order and they're originals. They're also not really seen from the street because there's only a narrow driveway. Whereas if you go back to the second slide.
Yep. Whoop. Can you,
Window 27?
yeah, I was going to say, tell us which window
Yeah.
number.
Yeah, sorry, I keep on
that
popping
you're
out,
not-
and I don't know why.
Changing.
24 and 27?
Yeah, the ones we're not replacing are 24 and 27.
Okay.
Thank you.
Back.
So basically, it's the large windows on either side of the chimney.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Little technical issues. Amber isn't here to help today, so there you go. All right.
So the second, go to the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see,
Or maybe the,
No, it keeps going. It's got the chimney.
oh yeah, go
The
to
north,
chimney.
the
Oh,
north
yeah.
elevation.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
There you
So
go.
these are the ones that, the 24, and on the next slide you can see 27 is the ones we're not replacing.
okay.
So part of our rationale for replacing not just the vinyl but also the lower ones, which the original ones, which also have major issues of cords broken. One of them has broken glass in it. They're also painted shut, so they're not the top can't be moved. Top pane. So if you go to the second slide. That is a sort of one of the main views from the street. So we would then be replacing the sash windows, so they would be consistent on a, if we're doing the top ones, it's going to look odd, or it's going to be more noticeable that the bottom ones are different. So that's one of the reasons why we, aside from the non-functioning ones in the dining room, which is the corner in front of the car. You can go, yeah,
Right,
which is
19 and
1920,
Right.
and then you go back to the first one, 5 and 6. 7 and 8. That originally, you can't see it, but there's actually a second door in the entranceway to the right. Before it became before the historical district, a faculty member apparently had turned what was the porch, which was an open porch, into a library. So that actually has an entrance. So it was so that his students could enter his office, his library office, without going through the. I'm not having any students attending, so we haven't.
There's the door.
Yeah, you can see that. You can see the. It's a little odd, but fortunately you can't really see it. It's sort of you can't see it when you're looking at the if you could see it, if it was more prominent, we would definitely look into getting rid of it. But since it's sort of obscure, we're going to keep it as is. So those two, if you go back to the first slide, 7 and 8. They were at some point. I don't know when that work was done. Those are replacements. They're single glazed wooden sash windows. So shall I go on in terms of talking? Are there questions about the existing windows?
Well, I have one question it's on the rear, of course, but window 40. I'm not quite sure. Looks like something's below it that's a panel. I know. Well, are you keeping that? I'm assuming.
Oh, that's the milk hatch. Oh, totally, yeah. Not get rid of the milk hatch. No way.
I know it's on the rear, but it's a nice.
Yeah, those two, 39 and 40, are metal windows, and they're in working order. I think they were done when the kitchen was, again, before preservation. The kitchen, that used to have a back porch, and they basically extended the kitchen out. So all of the kitchen windows are...
But those windows are operable.
They're totally operable, yeah. So we're not going to mess with those. Oh, and if you go, sorry, go back to the one we were on, the one at the back. Yeah, and number 30 we discovered was that's the hallway to the attic. Ian pointed out that they'd basically taken a vertical window and installed it horizontally, so that's why it's never worked. So that one is going to be an awning style, and we're putting the grid back in it.
I just have one question for the attic windows, the quarter rounds. Are those being replaced as well, the 3 quarter round windows, or are they remaining as is?
They're remaining as is. They need, specialists, and there is some issues with them. They don't really. They're supposed to open, but they're sort of jam shut, and there's some broken glass. And we're not working on that. We need to find a specialist to. And we know that's going to be extremely pricey. So.
They can help you with
Yeah.
who, actually, we discovered a new one last week, south of Rochester, that is quite good.
Okay, yeah. So we'll definitely come back for that. But we want to. It's not a main. It's not. They're shut, and it's not a big issue in terms of insulation for the
Thank you.
house.
Any other questions from the board? Okay. Those who are wishing to speak in favor, as I look at Rex. He's smiling, so would you like to come up? Identify yourself and address.
Rex Jardine, 112 Circle Road, 2 doors down. I'm speaking in support of this. Those who settled and built homes in Berkeley Park at the turn of the century, these are fantastic homes. They were forward-thinking and progressive. My own home has stand-up showers. Only the servants had tubs, and I do miss the servants. Mr. Hallis is lucky to have bought a house that still has a few original windows because the vinyl window salesmen were ruthless. They told you vinyl was final, and obviously it proves it's not. I love that they're considering a wood high-quality window that, at least to the extent it can, mimics the historic profiles. I love the fact that I presume the exterior is maintenance-free because it takes an army of maintenance people to keep these old homes viable, looking decent, and we're thrilled to have folks like him in the neighborhood. So again, this is a major investment. I think it's headed in the right direction. Windows 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 12, 13, 22, 30, and 34 are all being replaced, and I'm guessing the Pella salesman will be thrilled. Windows 5, 6, 19, and 20 are original. They're probably not beyond repair or restoration, but it is specialized. There's odd, weird hardware. The guys who hang weights, the little sash adjusters, they can be found. But again, it would be nice to have the house homogeneous rather than some old, some new. But thrilled that he's chosen a high-quality window for this replacement. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition? No. Any other questions? Otherwise, I will close the public hearing. Comment. Do it each time. Okay. Public comment is closed. Any discussion? No discussion?
This is pretty straightforward. I laud the owner for replacing dilapidated vinyl windows, looking for a homogeneous approach on the exterior. That's one of our purviews, is to look at how it presents. So I laud you for that, moving forward with this window replacement.
Just for the rest of the board, the gentleman from Pella provided us some samples, so I just want to make sure everybody sees. This is the interior paint color that is being entertained, and this is the exterior, which is in keeping with the house, the existing, and the mutton bars, based on the information we received, the mutton bars which will be applied to the exterior and the interior, or yeah, go ahead. Right. They are 7/8, which matches the mutton bars that exist in the same patterning, which are 6/6. And the only difference in terms of sight line is about a ½ inch in terms of the width of the glazing. The height is approximately the same. So just so everybody is looking at that. And I guess we can see
Does
a
this,
nice
Bring this
window.
up here.
yeah, does this, yes, please. Does this have the interior spacer bar?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is a true simulated divided light. So each pane is separated by a piece of aluminum. So as you can see inside. See that? So it's not just open space in between, which you can have on some levels. But this is the actual grid structure. Same exact width as what's there now. Depth is different. But if I had to match the depth, I would then have to go to a window that would have an overall glass loss of 2.5.
Which we wouldn't
So
want.
in the portfolio that we went through, we have 3 different options. Out of the 3 options, this was the least.
And which line is this?
The lifestyle,
Okay.
yeah. And then this is also the same exact thing. These will not be brown, or sorry, will not be black, they will be gray.
They'll be gray? Okay. Those are the options, is white, gray, and?
No, so gray or black.
Oh, gray
So
and
this
black,
is, this is
okay.
the tension jam, so this is how
Right.
you can tilt the windows in. So maintenance free, yeah, big time. Okay, but all aluminum clad on the outside, natural pine on the inside, obviously painted pre-finished white. Would you like to see it?
Do those windows
Okay.
tilt in? It's beautiful.
What's that?
Do they tilt in?
Yes, they do. I'll show you.
It's great for cleaning.
Oh, yeah. Any other questions about the product? I do this all day.
I'm good.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. May, if there are no other questions, may I have a motion on this application?
I have a question, actually.
Sure.
Regarding the original windows that are proposed to be replaced, has there been any research into getting those fixed? The broken sash cord is a fairly easy fix. The fact that it's painted shut, that can be opened. Have you guys looked into any of that? I know that we do have some folks in Syracuse that do window repair.
We haven't. I do know that it's very expensive and probably more expensive. Our rationale for applying for the downstairs to replace the original ones is to for two reasons. One is consistency for visual aesthetic, and the other one is insulation, because the downstairs with the single sash. It's one of the areas where we have a heat, an insulation sort of loss of heat down there.
Do you have storm windows on those, on the outside?
There are storm windows on them, yeah. So they wouldn't.
Are they wooden or are they aluminum?
They're aluminum, yeah.
Yeah, so they're the triple track?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're the ones that are on the outside, and they're also not in good shape either. There's lots of some of them have broken wire mesh. So one of the attractions of the lifestyle windows is that you don't have it has more of the original look of just the actual window without the.
Okay. Thank you. The only reason I ask is because the original windows that you have are actually really high quality, and you can tell that by the screw that's in the stop. Higher quality windows have that in older homes, and which makes it easier to take the sashes out to do repairs. And the quality of the wood is better than any that you'll get now because it's so dense, old growth wood.
Right.
That these are going to last longer than any other window any of us could get today. So I would recommend looking into getting at least those 4 because those are really great pieces of history of the house and also the highest quality you can get and have been shown to, when they're maintained, to be just as energy efficient as any replacement window.
Okay, thank you.
With the storm.
With the storm, yes, absolutely.
Any other comments?
I just have a clarification. Like windows in the bay, 16, 17, 18, are those going to be returned to operational windows? Bay.
No, bay.
The bay windows?
The
on
window bay.
Are those appear to be fixed windows now? Will those be operable?
The bay windows, the one on the side here, doesn't open at all. So
Yeah, it's fixed.
it's fixed. The one in the back is operable, and it has two windows. They're in good shape, so we're not
Replacing them?
we're not applying to have those replaced. Right?
36, 37, and 38, you're not replacing.
No, we're not replacing. No,
Right.
just because they're they're in good shape, and
Sure. So then the bay here on the driveway side, are those being replaced?
that one won't be replaced. No.
No?
No, the bay windows in the driveway won't be replaced.
Okay, thank you. Clarification. Thank you.
Is that it? So may I have a motion on this application?
I'll motion to approve the project as submitted.
Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Any more discussion?
I'd like to make an amendment to that, with the condition of researching the price on fixing the 4 remaining original windows on the first floor that were being proposed to be replaced.
Because we can't make decisions on costs.
I'm not sure what our ability is in regards to that, just to explore that option to retain those windows, since the condition is still overall very good, and there are minor repairs required.
Are you trying to amend the motion?
That's what she's
Yes.
saying.
Yeah.
Amend the motion, can you identify the windows by number?
It would be 5, 6,
5,
7, 8.
6, or 1920, right? 5, 6, 1920.
No, I think only the originals that are being replaced are 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the front.
7 and 8 are infill windows when it was a
Okay.
porch. So
Is that correct? 5, 6,
Based on your comment,
1920.
right, but it said the original windows to be replaced based on your document is 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Nicole, what windows are you talking about?
So the 4 original wood windows, which, please correct me, are 5, 6, 19, and 20? Okay.
Yeah, and I was mistaken about 7 and 8.
7 and 8
7, I
are
was
already
mistaken
replaced.
about 7.
Okay.
Our document has to be adjusted. Okay.
So my motion, I don't think I would add that amendment, so I don't know if that means we vote on one, vote on the other, I'm not sure.
She can make if your motion doesn't pass, then you can make her own motion.
All in favor of the motion as stated?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Oppositions first? Any opposition? Any abstentions?
Yes, I voted aye.
Okay. Motion passes. Thank you.
looks like a great project. Good luck with it.
And,
Beautiful
and
house.
if you do consider keeping any of the original windows, and particularly the quarter rounds at the top, Kate, as staff member, can assist you in terms of giving you several names of individuals to talk to.
The other, given the number of replacement windows already that you have, I am thinking that the State Preservation Office would perhaps consider this as a tax credit project. So you might, although the SHPO usually wants you to retain historic windows. In this case, since there are 4 out of 40 that are, you may want to contact them and find out, because that's a 20% tax credit on the project, and so that might be worth it. So I'll send you that information.
Perhaps.
Perhaps, but it's worth asking. Yeah.
And
Oh, you know who does it. Okay,
And you
great.
might
yeah.
also mention that the quarter round, that he's keeping the quarter rounds, which are original. So that's part of the original that you're keeping and not touching.
Right, and removing vinyl replacements.
Right.
I think that'd carry a little weight on that as well.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so the next application is actually on hold. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Pending the submission of information that was required as a condition of an approval of a previous C of A application. Oh, I'm sorry.
Do I then get sent the?
Yes, or the resolution. I'll send you the resolution. Yep, yeah, no problem. And so that is on hold until the Landmark Preservation Board receives the documentation as described in your staff report.
That was for MISPA?
MISPA Towers, that's MISPA, yeah, 350 Montgomery Street. And then I had some happy news for old business. Application CA-25-05, which was for 409 Sedgwick Drive, also a window replacement. They have found a contractor who will repair the windows for them.
Oh, that's
So-
fantastic.
So, and they're very
Nice.
happy with the results. They provided some photographs, which I put in your staff report too, to show you. So they're going in. It's the new outfit in the valley. So it's a local contractor. Yeah, and hopefully that outfit will hire a lot of people because there's a lot of need for this. And my understanding is that she's linked up with Andy Dahlkamp, who is doing amazing work with storm windows. Yes, yes. Yeah.
The next employee is right here.
Right, yeah.
Start that side
At the
business.
preservation conference.
I'm doing my own house.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I'm
attended.
doing my own house, so.
Actually, I'm doing it as well, but
Yeah.
more so watching my husband do it. To be honest.
Directing.
Yes, when it's not done correctly.
And then, actually, at our next meeting, depending on what's on the agenda, I would like to discuss with the board and make some agreement about what the types of projects that can be administratively approved. Just make sure that we're all on the same page with administrative approvals. So, all right,
Which we've discussed, and we need to
formalize.
discuss formally with the board.
Yeah, we need to formalize that with the board and make sure that. Yeah. So, that's it. That's all I got.
There's lots we can administratively approve that we don't need to bring to the board.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No.
And I think you know, once
Board.
once we formalize it, but Kate, what you've done previously is you've sent an email to myself as well as to Jeff, giving, do you feel like you can take care of it administratively? And so we're just overviewing and it's a double check, which is great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the board had previously approved roof replacements, like one asphalt for asphalt roof replacements, fence replacements, as long as it's not new fencing, it's, and it,
In kind.
and it's in kind.
Paint jobs that were similar.
Similar paint jobs, yeah, like within the same range. But there may be some
And that's-
additional things.
That's mostly residential.
That's, oh, yeah, no,
Yeah,
the
okay.
commercial I
Well,
will
just
bring to the
'cause-
board.
Well, even residentially, with roof replacements, and the example I'll give is the Scholar House.
Oh,
The insulation dimension changes, so then the coping changes, and that does change everything in terms of the architecture. So those are the kinds of things that do need to come here.
yeah. And so we'll
And
work out
Did they
those.
ever do anything on that house?
I don't know. I'm not sure. And I actually can't remember if the board approved anything for that or not.
Well,
But
they came to our office, actually. I did not work on it to evaluate it, and
Oh,
then
that's right.
nothing happened,
yeah, yeah.
from our point of view.
So that will be hopefully, again, depending on what is on the agenda, that will be something we'll discuss, make sure that it's appropriate, what we're recommending, so, okay. That's it.
We have a motion to adjourn.
All motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hey, you gotta do that.